Welcome to a brand new episode of the Post Game. I'm your host, Davion. We are back with our Let's Talk NFL series talking about my New Orleans Saints. But first, we're joined by Matt, who's a bum Panthers fan.
Boo,
And then we have
boo.
Oronde, who's also a bum Patriots fan.
That's crazy. I
Okay,
didn't even say anything yet.
oops, my bad. All right, so listen, I usually let them talk. I usually let them say their opinion. Um, but actually, I'm going to start, and I realize my mic hasn't been plugged in. Can you hear me? Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I've realized that I have we as the New Orleans Saints have reached a point in our history, a point in our space where we may be we will be the worst team in the division. And the questions that go around the Saints, I guess the questions that go around the Saints organization, the stuff that goes around the Saints fan base, or should we be bad and commit to being bad, or should we be bad and try to get 8, 9 wins? To me, or not even 8, 9 wins, or try to get 6 or 7 wins. To me, that seems like a wasted season. And I'll get pushback from the Saints fans saying, "Oh, why would you want to have that losing mentality?" It's like we're not having a losing mentality, but when we draft Tyler Shugg in the second round in a draft where quarterbacks were late coming off the board, it just shows me that this make much sense. So, let me first off say that I think the Saints should tank just because we need a full reset. I think this season can be the start of a full reset. I think we have the likes of Cameron Jordan who needs to probably potentially look at retiring.
Terrible.
Demario, watch your mouth. Demario Davis, who knows with him how many good years he has left. But I think we need to start ushering in a new regime under Kellen Moore. So, looking at
And
the
it doesn't help pre 51, you have the seventh oldest team in the league.
yeah, exactly.
Obviously, the rookies are inflating your numbers,
Yes,
but
exactly. Exactly. And when you look at it, I think we have a team that's aging and we haven't gotten rid of the age. And that's okay. That's okay for this season. Well, let's look at the draft. Saints went out and got them an offensive tackle from Texas, who I think could be, Kelvin Banks Jr., who I think could be very productive for us in the future. We also went. I'll talk about that second round pick here in a second. We also went out and got a defensive lineman from the University of Texas. Obviously, we know the D line for Texas did this
was
past season.
electric.
Exactly. Jonas Sanker, safety from Virginia, productive, did his job at Virginia, simple enough. All the draft picks I think we did were very productive when you look at the grand scheme of what this team is and where we need to be. But let's talk about that second overall pick or the second round pick. Tyler Shugg, Saints, or Tyler Shugg, quarterback, Louisville. Listen, I get it. Kellen Moore wants his guy. He wants a quarterback that he drafts. He wants blank, 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 blah, blah. Who cares? Got it. But I think the idea that Tyler Shrug was the name that came off the board in the second round for the New Orleans Saints does not make sense. And and correct me if I'm wrong. Like, do we think that I know y'all this isn't y'all's team, but do you think this is a productive pickup for the Saints?
No,
No.
there were better QBs on the board. Now,
Uh,
there's got a lot going around. Obviously, his some of his tape, some of his highlights. One, he's old. Two,
Hmm.
um, not the most. He's a game manager. Why are we drafting game managers in the second round?
Especially for
There's no explosive capabilities from him. He might be a bit accurate. He might be one of the more accurate passers that came out of this draft. But what's that going to do when I'm going to say it? Not the best O line work from the Saints. You can't throw accurate if you can't throw the ball at all.
also it might be worse because Ryan Ramczyk retired,
Yeah,
and then
Ramczyk did
they
retire.
lost two of their guards during free agency. So I don't know. Yeah, like you kind of said, Oronde, he's just like he doesn't like he's not a quarterback that's gonna like change your team unless there's some like crazy thing where he has like like he's just an insane game manager for them and everything works out, but it's not gonna happen. Like,
Like I guess Kellen Moore is looking for him to be Dak Prescott and Brock Purdy.
but it's
I
at
was
that point,
literally
it's
just about
like,
to
why
mention
not
Brock
just
Purdy.
get Shador or Dylan Gabriel or anyone else, I think, in that draft that was there. Why not just do that? You know?
I mean, and that's the thing is that I think, listen, if we're gonna put a quarterback out there, a rookie quarterback out there week one, and say, hey, like you're our guy, or you're the guy for this season, why not take a shot at a quarterback who could potentially be a long-term guy? That's the thing.
Right.
I don't see Tyler Shook being a long-term guy. I see him as a short-term quarterback, a holdover quarterback until, I mean, maybe you draft one this next year. But
You
then
might
it's
have just
like,
answered that question. I
huh?
think you might have just answered the
Yeah,
question. It's just, the Derek Carr experience didn't work. You save a
obviously.
bunch of money for him retiring, which is good for y'all.
Yeah.
Um, and
Didn't even mention that.
you're in a spot where you can't really like. I mean, you can tank now,
Yeah.
but there's also not really a point to win with
Yes,
all these
exactly.
changes. So
And we don't want to see you turn into basically a southeastern version of the Saints, where you're just middling and don't pick up any good people.
Literally. But then we go out and do this. Like we go out and Cam comes back for 15 year 15. Then we re-sign Chase Young to a 3 year, $51 million deal. Like what? Like to me, that's just not a productive contract. If we're looking at rebuilding for the future, that's the stupidest contract I've seen in my life. Simple
right.
as that.
I
And
mean, who do
so
you who do you all have? So is it just like Olave and Kamara are basically the bright
I
spots,
mean,
and then like
Olave, Kamara. I mean, we got
Demario
Juwan
Davis,
Johnson,
but
who I
he's
like a lot. We went and picked up Cam Akers,
no,
Brandon Cooks,
no.
Donovan Peoples-Jones, eh. Like not a lot of like we didn't go out there and pick up players who are gonna
I mean,
go
Justin
home with
Reed was your
anybody.
best
I
signing.
would just
Yeah,
like to
Justin Reed is
mention
at three
that
year, 31 million. I like that a lot. Like that's a
that
productive signing.
ESPN has the newly arrived Brandon Cooks as your wide receiver three.
Yeah, like what the like what?
I like Brandon, but he's
I
at the
love
tail end of
Brandon
his
when he was the
career.
Saints the first time, but I mean he's a long time coming.
Right.
Like, I just think that like the Saints have, listen, I got it. I think you look at it, Kellen Moore is like, we got a season, let's see what we got. This is a test season to completely see what this team is. Let's go out there, and I hate to say this, but they might do this, and it's gonna make me sick. Let's go out there and try to win every single game. All right, give it our all, see what we have, and then next year clean house. Like that should be the job because Mikey Loomis is still there employed, and it doesn't make logical sense why he is still there. And so the Saints need to figure out what their future is, and they need to figure it out fast. And they need to have a plan going into this upcoming season because if their thought is we're gonna win a Super Bowl this year, they're smoking crack. Okay,
Is
simple as that.
the guy you mentioned, is that their GM? How long
Yes, it's yes.
how long has he been with
Since
them?
before Drew,
Okay.
not before Drew. He's been there about the same time as Sean Payton and Drew Brees. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
He's now got a job up in oh no, he's still with the Saints, but he hopefully get a job up there with Sean Payton if he leaves. When he leaves, fingers crossed.
Okay.
But let's get into the Saints schedule because we can't sit here and I can't moan all day about this. So looking at the Saints schedule, they open the season with the Arizona Cardinals.
Loss.
Um, I'm thinking the Cardinals are going to be good this year. I'm going to hold a loss here for sure. Week two, 49ers
Niners, they
at
will be
home.
healthy.
Give me another one.
That's another
Loss.
loss.
Seattle, week three. Give me another loss.
Oh my God.
Dang,
Simple as
Seattle.
that. Week four,
Seattle's better.
loss.
I
Buffalo
know,
Bills,
but
week four, loss.
that Seattle game. You're only a touchdown dogs.
Bro, Seattle Seahawks are a good football
And
team.
it's in
Don't
I
Seattle.
do
let's
I do
stop
want to.
with this. Let's
I
stop.
know. I was
Let's
just being
stop with
nice.
the delusion.
Now that Bills game though,
That's a
12 and a
blowout.
half point dogs.
How many?
12 and a half.
I'll take 15 and a half. Bye. Loss. Get out of here. Now, first
Here you
one of the
go.
season coming up,
Here you go.
against the New York Giants.
You have a
You're
chance.
underdogs in this game too.
I'll do that. I'll take this one
One
on
and
my
a half
chin up.
points.
I'll take this win right here all day long.
Week
Uh,
5 is their first win.
week five is their first win. Here for
Okay.
it. Week six is their second win. Actually,
If I'm saying the Panthers are gonna lose, there's
you
no
said
way the
that.
Saints are gonna win this.
Hey man,
Yes, you
throw
did.
me that loss, big bro.
3 point dogs
Throw me that
to
loss,
my
big
New
bro.
England Patriots.
Fine, I'll take it. Another loss. So now the
Okay.
Saints are going into week seven,
With
one and
one win.
five. Fantastic. Fantastic job. Noon game.
Hey, Matt. Bear
Go
down.
Bears.
Bear down.
Bear down. There's gonna be another loss for the New Orleans Saints.
7.5.
I don't know.
Lord, this is ugly.
Here's the thing. I don't know what we're gonna do inside of the conference, like or inside the division. So at this
They
point,
might.
we're at home.
Nope.
I think we'll split. I think we'll split with the conference. I think. Listen,
I don't even think
think
that.
I
about
think you're
this.
getting swept by the Bucks, and then
No,
you can
I don't.
split.
The Saints don't don't just lay down.
I think you're gonna get swept by the Bucks. That's not a.
They
That's
swept
not
the
a hard
Panthers
take.
last year too.
Who?
The
The
Bucks.
Bucks.
Did they, so
The Bucks were the
did they
best.
sweep the Saints last
I
year?
think we're best. Let me check. I
I
will
don't
make
think
sure.
they swept them.
They beat him that last towards the end of the season. I remember that for Mike Evans's record.
Yeah. That game was a nightmare.
Yeah, y'all got swept
Okay.
by the
Hey,
Bucks.
add that one up again. I'll take a switch.
Oh
So
my gosh,
they
your
could-
point differential was 30 point altogether for the
And
Bucks
we're on to
games.
week 9. Let's look at week 9. The Rams
that's another loss. That's
made
another
a
loss.
loss. I think we split with the Panthers.
9.5 points.
I'll give you the split with the Panthers.
the
I'll give you
Panthers.
that.
Week 11 bye week. I think that's a perfect bye week in a normal season. Perfect. Right in the middle of the season. Perfection.
Mhm.
Atlanta. Listen. I think the Saints and the Falcons are a big rivalry. I don't think we get.
None of the division games, aside from the Bucks games, have been over 4.5 points in difference.
Yeah, I don't think this one's a sweep. I think we actually compete against Atlanta at home off the bye week. Trap game for Atlanta.
Okay.
That's
So
valid.
I'll take the win there. So now the Saints sit there with
2
3
wins.
losses or 3 wins. 3 wins. I like
3
it.
wins.
So you have Atlanta, Carolina, and the Giants.
Yeah.
Yep.
Vamos.
Sure, we'll give it to you.
Hey, Miami sitting right there. I think at that point we got 3 wins going into week what's that? Week 13. I think we tank. Don't win this game. Don't win it. That's a loss for the Saints.
Miami 6-point dogs.
What? Saints are favored?
No. I'm saying Miami.
Oh,
The Saints
yeah.
are not
6-point
favored in any
favorites.
game this year.
We're not?
Absolutely not.
I love
Davion.
it. 10 out of 10. I'm not mad about it at all. Sign me up for another loss right there. Sign me up for that second loss on week 14 against the Bucks. This is your well, actually, the Saints will probably win one of these 2 games against the Panthers. I don't know which one. Who could care?
This one is your closest one. It's 1.5. The other one was -4.5.
We're at home again. Bryce is probably in his bag now. He's gonna blow out Tyler Shug in New Orleans.
Hell
And we're
yeah.
gonna send everybody home crying. So who knows at this point? I don't know. Like I
Hey,
think
we have a
I
fourth
think,
one here. You have the Jets.
That might not even be a guarantee.
that's a loss for the Saints.
1.5 point dogs.
Yeah, we're tanking. Give me another loss. We're not playing. We're not playing to win. We're not. We win this game.
Tennessee?
Like, fired.
Tennessee, 17.
3.5 point dogs.
Throw me another loss.
This could be the worst game of the season.
I want to.
Sorry.
All right, Matt. That's your strike one.
Strike one for Matt.
Week
Strike-
17, Tennessee versus Saints.
Come on, bro.
2 teams that aren't
Strike-
going to be fighting for anything.
Come on,
Strike
Are we
one
serious?
for Matt, man.
Come on, Matt.
Strike one for Matt.
What are we doing?
Sorry.
Dang, he got one before me.
What are we doing? What are we doing with this respect? All right, I'm gonna say the loss anyway. And I'll give a win, and I think the Saints finish with 4 wins this season.
That might not be. You might want to have less than 4 wins this year.
For what? Heck no.
You want that number 1 pick, don't
4
you?
should be a number 1 pick. No.
No.
What was it last year? 3?
It was 2.
2.
Who got 2?
Tennessee.
Tennessee then.
Oh, could you imagine your team having a 2-win? Oh my god.
Hello, I had it 2 years ago. I know what it's like.
Hey, so
and we didn't have our
Matt-
first round pick.
Not Matt. Actually, for both of you. So I went ahead and took a peek at the specific team specials because this one's going to be interesting. I thought we had to take a look at this. You have 4 specials from DraftKings, courtesy.
Saints to go 0 wins.
No, I can look at that later.
No, I'm kidding. They won 0 wins. We're not that bad.
New Orleans Saints to score 1+ passing touchdowns in every regular season game is at +2,000.
Bro, are you serious?
Yes.
Oh, I'm gonna
Wait,
put
the
5
Saints
on
to
that.
score
In-
every
in-
touchdown? To score a touchdown?
Score at least 1 passing touchdown per game.
Bro, I think that's achievable.
And
man.
Saints to score at least 1 rushing touchdown per game is at 2,500.
I don't like that one.
I trust Kamara more than whoever.
I
the hell
put
the
5 on
quarterback
both
is.
of those.
And then the last two are too unrealistic to read.
That's on DraftKings.
What was what?
Yes.
Can you just do one of
Hey,
them? What's
text
the
me that. Text me
unrealistic
that.
one?
Text me that around
The
there. I might hit
the
that.
under the unrealistic ones that are here. Tyler Show to break the NFL rookie season passing yards record,
Yep.
How
Next.
3,000,
many? What's the
Next.
record?
Nope. Next.
43.75.
Next.
Yeah, you
Next.
don't crack.
And then the last one, New Orleans Saints to go undefeated plus
Yep.
Undefeated.
100,000
Undefeated in what? In
this
winning?
season
Man,
What do you think?
plus
Not 0 and
100K.
17. You think they can go undefeated in the losing column? I don't think that's
Keller,
possible.
yeah.
Okay, so is their ceiling 4 wins?
Hell yeah. What?
What's their low? 2?
Three.
1?
I would like to
I'll
remind
say
the
three.
gang here
He'll get three.
the over under is 6 at this being
For what?
the over under is 6, the under being minus 190. Under
Two.
2.5 wins is 55 plus 5,500.
6 wins for the Saints.
See, this is
55
this is crazy
550
because
plus
they
550.
I'm not even trying to be funny. They could legitimately go 0 and 17, but it's not going to
Absolutely.
happen.
No.
I don't think we're going to see an 0 and
You can take
17 team
under
for a
you can take
while.
under 4.5 or plus 160.
I mean, what are y'all doing?
Bro, you
Yo,
asking me?
you better pray that they fall off a cliff this year, Davion, because
The Saints,
if they
Matt,
end up getting like the 10th pick again or something, like in the
if
middle
the
of the
Saints get
pack,
the 10 picks, I'm sending a letter to Miss Benson and I'm having her removed.
I could really see the Saints getting like 5 wins for
I
no
can too,
reason.
and I'm gonna blow a gasket. I'm telling you, man, it's gonna be
Oh
bad.
no.
If the Saints mess this up, I'm gonna cry. I promise you.
So you want them to tank. You want them to
Oh,
tank.
but why get 5 wins? That's not productive.
I know. I know what you're saying, but you
Saints fans are
just
gonna
on the record, you
be
want them to
so
lose
upset
out.
with you.
Oh, they're already mad with me.
I
Bro,
don't know.
they don't
I'm
call
honestly
themselves
with
the
you,
Saints.
Davion, because like if we're looking at this team, there really is no bright spot
No, and
whatsoever.
then like I'm sitting here getting all these like I getting all these things, and I listen to all these Saints fans, and they're like, "Oh, we're this and that," and I'm like, "What island do you live on? What are you
They're
doing? We are
North
a bad
Sentinel.
football team. We are a bad football team.
Thank you, Matt.
Simple as what'd you say? I didn't hear what you said.
nothing.
Don't worry about it.
All right,
Continue.
you know what?
Um, they're bad. They're
Yes,
just bad, and it's the
horrible.
harsh reality of the Saints right now. They're just going backwards. Derek Carr screwed everything up for y'all.
Hell yeah.
Um, I think you only have maybe 3 players left that I think are good. I think it's Kamara,
Oh, whoa, whoa,
Chris
easy. Hold on now. Hold on now. I get
Kamara,
disrespect, but don't drag
Kamara,
us. Now.
Chris Olave, and I think Demario Davis.
Justin
I think
Reed's good.
we haven't seen him play.
We saw him play last year.
Well, of course, but he was on the Chiefs, a
My
good
point.
team. He hasn't been on a bad team. That's all I'm saying.
He
I
definitely joined in one.
I will never praise Cameron Jordan. I think he's been washed for years. Um,
Easy now. That's royalty you're talking about.
he had a sack. He's had 1 sack in 2 seasons. I don't know what you want me to say.
Here it is.
That's a stat. That's real.
Now you're true. I'm just trying to scratch my own back. Just trying to make
For
sure I
how
got my eyes
big
across
and
the T.
bad they think he is, he is not it anymore. He's not it. Nope. Nope.
That's right there what we call the sad truth, Saints fans. And to that note, we are gonna get out of here before I get more trouble. Uh, I listen again, Saints fans. We need to come to the reality that we are a bad football team. Um, and that is what it is. So let's go get that number 1 overall pick and fire Mikey Loomis. All right.
There you go.
Matt, Oronde, anything y'all got? No? Actually, I
Um,
don't really care. Boo. Okay.
Wow.
yeah.
These have been my New Orleans Saints. This has been the post game.
Yo, Saints fan, crucify this man.
Oh, they're going to. They're just going to. Harsh reality. But regardless, I've been your host, Davion. This has been the post game. Peace.
Peace.